The light in the dark room, the first responders here to clean and close up your rooms. Hip hop.
Right. Alright, man, so yeah, silent vibrate. You know what I mean? So what's good, everybody? I want to welcome y'all to episode 9 of the iCast podcast. I'm your host, Gary Gnu, and today we got a special guest with us today, y'all. Well, special guest to me, you know what I'm saying? Also, he's a cat that I would call, you know, my homie. Also, he's also family, a real hip hop cat. You know, when you think of the word underground, you know what I mean? You know, when you think of the word like real hip hop, you know what I'm saying? When you think of the term like keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? For the culture, this is definitely a cat that's been holding the torch and carrying the flag for a long time, you know what I mean? So I want the iCast people out there to welcome my man Drazmatik to the iCast podcast today. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Glad to have you on the show. You know what I mean? So yeah, so you know, we're just gonna chop it up today. You know what I mean? Talk about hip hop. Talk about his early beginnings and what his influences are, and what he's got going on today and shit like that. But in the meantime, man, what's good with you, brother, man? How's everything?
Yeah, everything, man. Everything, you know what I mean?
How you feeling, man?
I feel like the champion still, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing changed, you know what I mean? With the date, the time, the weather, the seasons, you know what I mean? We here, you know what I mean? You know, General Drazmatik.
No doubt. Yeah, man, glad we can have you here, man. You know, we, like I said, man, you know, the iCast is about 90s hip hop, and this is definitely a cat that I wanted to have on the show with me, man, and talk about back in the day, man, you know, how shit was. I know that's probably a tired subject, you know what I mean, especially for the young cats out there, but
it's tired for them, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean, you got to teach it, you know what I mean, every year you got to teach math, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People still got to learn, people still got to know what's going on, whoever was tuning in last week probably they just now tuning in. Some people, it's like people show up to get what they supposed to get when they get there. So, you know what I mean? Lessons got to be taught regardless of what, you know what I mean?
Right,
that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So speaking of lessons, man, you know, when did you first start listening to hip hop, or you know what I mean? How old were you when when rap first caught your ear and you know what I mean, and you felt like this was something that you was feeling in your soul and shit, you know what I mean?
I mean, you know, I date back. I was hearing the fucking Sugar Hill gang, you know what I mean? But around the Run DMC era, that's when it started. I really started tuning in.
Right.
Like when the Sugar Hill gang, all that shit was popping off. That was just some shit that the old heads was playing. I was a young boy, running around hearing that shit. You feel me?
Right.
But by the time Run DMC and all them started coming, I was old enough to comprehend. I started catching on a little bit. You know what I mean? And you know, after Running them got here, it just kept on coming. It kept growing. It kept advancing. It was advancing, and it just started being more consistent in your everyday life. You start hearing it
on the radio.
More, you feel me? Because, you know what I mean? You know, you had like a lot of shit, you really couldn't get it unless it was a block party or something like that. Because hip-hop really wasn't on the radio like that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's just Run DMC and all them. You know what I mean? They
had records and singles and shit like that.
They broke the mold. They broke the mold, which made it able to be heard, like just driving in your car. You know, and it wasn't no mixtapes. I mean, I ain't gonna say it wasn't mixtapes because cats was making tapes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
This wasn't a thing.
It, you know what I mean? It was just the cool cats was getting tapes, putting music on their tapes, and in that era, what it was is cats had their boom boxes, their radios, So cats was coming through with radios, and if you had your radio, you had to have your tapes. So what was happening was cats was coming through, had their tapes. They was playing fly shit. They was playing hip hop. They was playing this, that, and the third. You feel me?
Right.
So if you was lucky enough to be around one of your neighbors and they was playing, you was around somebody that always carried their radio, you was always hearing shit. You feel me? Because cats was coming through and they was putting their tapes in.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they was playing what they was playing. You know what I mean? And you know, I grew up and I'm just blessed to be at that point in time where
Be around in that era during that time.
that era,
right? Yeah. That was like the best era.
Yeah, and things was evolving.
Yeah.
So I was there when it happened.
Yeah.
And then as it was evolving, I was growing while hip hop was growing.
Right.
So
that's what made it
when
dope.
hip hop
you know
got mature,
we matured. You matured.
we was maturing at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, as far as that's where I fit in at. That's where I learned what I learned. I didn't know what I know, and I was there before YouTube. I was there while it was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't gotta go Google nothing. I don't have to Google anything. I don't have to look nothing up because
before the days of all that.
I was there when it was happening. You
Right.
feel me?
We used to read the record, the back of the record covers.
Read the back of the all that. Read the back of the records.
Yeah.
Audio on TV, raps episodes.
Yes.
I saw them when they was viewed the first time. When
Yeah.
it was not ain't gonna say
Premiering.
viewed. When they premiered, when they was aired, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
Every fucking episode.
Video
when it
music
was
box.
aired, I was there to watch it. Video music box.
Yeah.
You feel me? Watch that every
you,
day.
You remember Hot Tracks?
Hot Tracks, all that, man. D,
Pump It Up.
Pump It Up with D. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Pump It
You know
Up.
what I mean? You had fucking some shit. Crush. It was fucking, what was it?
Crush Raps.
Crush Raps. I
Yeah.
want to say Mike Elliott. I might be wrong or something.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong and I might be right, but I'm pretty sure it was like.
Right? Rap City? We say Rap City?
Yeah, but.
All that shit was around.
Yeah. I'm talking about before Tigger. I'm talking about when Chris.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
Chris,
talking about when
Chris Thomas,
the mayor Chris Thomas was on there.
When Chris Thomas was the fucking mayor.
The mayor,
And he
Rap
used to
City.
do his little fucking dance with his shoulder.
Yeah.
You feel me? That funny shit. You feel me?
Little. You know what I mean?
Yo, that was some good shit, yo. Good times,
it was.
you feel me?
It was. Prince Dejour.
Yeah, he got on my nerves. I don't, you know what I mean? But
You passed the torch to him, but yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just going back. I'm just going back,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
for namesake, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know.
facts.
But real quick though, man, I want to switch gears and you know, we in the podcast we like to show what everybody wearing on their feet, man. So you know, let everybody know what you got on your feet today, brother, man.
Yo, it just so happened today, you know what I mean? I don't even get into all this, but, you know, got the black Air Force Ones, Gore-Tex edition,
Right.
waterproof. I can step in the puddle, my socks gonna stay dry
Right.
and still look fly.
Yeah.
But
They fire, man. They don't make them like that no more, son.
yeah, and
You know?
and like we was discussing, yo, younger niggas they don't understand like Gore-Tex. You feel me?
Now they don't know
This
what that is.
Gore-Tex right here, yo.
Yeah.
And when I say Gore-Tex, that don't mean you can get shot in the foot and still survive.
Nah.
It just means your shit waterproof.
Yeah.
You feel me?
The best waterproof shit.
Like
One of the best.
like if it rain, it's gonna bubble up. Like, you know what I mean? You gonna see the rain beads on it, like it got
Right.
waxed down or something. You feel me?
Right.
But that's just that. You feel me? But Air Force One's black. You feel me?
Gum sole.
Gum sole. You feel me? The same gum. You know what I mean? It's the gum sole. You feel me? They make erasers out of this. You feel me?
No doubt. Yeah.
Yo.
So I got on the you know this. Well, you know what's crazy about these? He talking about Gore-Tex. these used to be the original Gore-Tex, you know what I'm saying? They used to have a little Gore-Tex tag on the side, man, but they don't even make these with Gore-Tex, man. But these is known as the Timberland Swamps, the beef and broccolis. You know what I mean? That's what I got on the feet today. It's raining outside, man, so you know. They still waterproof, man, but they just not they not Gore-Tex no more like they used to be, man. You know what I mean? Tyler, what you got on your feet today, brother, man?
I got some.
Y'all can't see, but
Some Nike foam posit.
oh, yeah, you got some ACG joints.
ACG Max.
Yeah, man.
Tell them what ACG stand for, yo.
All conditions gear.
No doubt. For the heads that don't know.
Had to help him through that one.
Yeah, yeah,
I got you. You feel me?
no doubt. But that's also that was also a big thing back in the day, man. During them times, your footwear,
Yeah, the footwear.
footwear
yeah,
had to
definitely.
be proper, man.
And
You know what I'm saying?
and you know what I mean, more important than the footwear, it was like, I'm just speaking for me on the East Coast where we be at, you feel me? We was like, you know what I mean, we always rocked the Air Force Ones, you feel me? But the ACGs,
Yeah.
and we was really like Nike ACGs and Timberland cats, you feel me?
Right.
Timberland cats.
Because of the weather up here.
Yeah, because it was snow up here, you know what I mean? No snow in Florida, so they wouldn't understand it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't taking a shot at Florida or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like,
No, we know it's always sunny.
up here we gotta be weatherproof, you feel me?
Word.
We get snow come up to your calf muscles, you feel me?
Word.
You can't be out here in no Chuck Taylors in the snow and the blizzard,
Nah.
you feel me? You know what I mean? So we dress according to our environment, you feel me? Like, we get real weather out here. It ain't no palm trees, it ain't sunny every day, you feel me?
Nah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
What it is, though.
Just because, you know what? People really don't be understanding us up here, you feel me? Like, we do what we do because the conditions and the weather where we live at, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like
It affects your like an attitude, you mean? Like a vibe?
not even an attitude, it's just we dress how we dress because of the environment we live in.
True.
You feel me?
True.
Like we rock Champion hoodies, you know what I mean? Because it was cold outside. We had hoodies, and so.
And they
you
was
know
the
what I mean?
thickest, flyest ones, you know what I mean?
Tell them where you from.
I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. Everybody knows this, man.
That's
And if
right.
you don't, man, Jersey, the capital, Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey, you feel
Right,
me?
right,
That's where we
right.
from, you feel me? You know what I mean? New
Shout out to
Jersey.
everybody out there in Trenton from the town.
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
New Jerusalem,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Tri-state area,
no doubt.
609, the area code.
Yeah. But to change up gears real quick, man. So we were talking about, how you started back in the day. But what was the at what age made you pick up a pen, and what made you pick up a pen and start writing?
Let me see.
Or did you start writing, or were you was first like banging on the tables and just spitting little freestyles, or what I mean? What did it come with?
Yo, to keep it a buck, I listen to hip hop, period. I used to just hear songs and shit, and anything that a rapper says some shit, if it rhyme with my name, I'll put my name in there, some shit.
Okay.
I'll flip it around, whatever. This like 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
And it was other niggas that was rhyming before me, you feel me? And actually, I used to DJ first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was a DJ, and I ain't saying it like.
Well, I was gonna talk about that, but
Yeah.
also with MCing, I know you also nice with the beats and shit too, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but so
most
that
definitely.
came first. The technical shit came first then.
Yeah, you know what it was? Because if you think about it, like, I say I probably was like 14 to 15. You had Red Alert, you had Chuck Chill Out,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm real. Chuck Chill Out came on Fridays. Red Alert came on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And you had to have more than one fucking record. You can't have hip hop from 9 to 12 and just play one record. So we was hearing all that shit, you feel me? And what was happening was fucking, you know what I mean? We hearing all that. And then Red Alert could scratch too.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So we was getting all the elements from day one, right then and there when the weekend came. And niggas was getting their tapes ready.
But still, don't forget about PRB, shit like that.
Yeah.
That came a little later.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, you gotta keep it a buck. Nobody was scratching that PRB.
Nah.
But they played the songs.
Well,
they gave you the exclusive.
Yeah, you're right though.
They gave you the exclusives, but G was the man on the fucking radio.
Yeah.
Who happens to be Wu-Tang fucking manager or some shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
But niggas was not scratching.
You're right. I forgot all about that shit.
So they had the hip hop, they had all the elements, but they didn't have the fifth stone.
Yeah,
You feel
DJ.
me?
They was missing that
they
word.
They didn't have the scratching. You feel me?
Yup.
So you know what I mean? They didn't have the scratching, but they had the songs. They had the exclusives.
But in Philly, Power 99 too though. Back then, I remember Lady B.
Lady B, she was doing her thing, but thinking about Philly, I just want to take the time out to say, you know what was crazy?
What?
We just talking about scratching. We gonna move on, but I remember when fucking Steady B dropped them serious.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped them serious. You feel me? Then he did the remix with KRS-One.
Mm-hmm.
And Tap Money. Big up to Philly. Tap Money. But she was cutting that shit up at the end with the all that shit, yeah. So, you know what I mean? It was DJs Philly, they was on their shit. You feel me? But Tap Money was the one that I mean, I'm probably leaving somebody out. I'm not from Philly, I'm from Jersey.
Jazzy Jeff.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Jazzy Jeff. How the fuck can I forget Jazzy Jeff, yo?
Word.
And big up to Will Smith, because Will Smith is a pioneer, believe it or not. Before the movies, this, that, and the third, Will Smith probably made his comedy music. Know what I mean?
But I wouldn't argue though, man. I mean, Will Smith was definitely a pioneer of rap, yo.
Yeah, because definitely.
He used to go out on tour, Public Enemy, Salt Pepper.
Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because all around the world, you got Summertime. And when he dropped that Summertime, that fucked the whole shit up.
Yeah.
Like, you had to fuck with Will Smith when he dropped Summertime.
Hey, you know what? I was just watching something recently where...
You had to, because cats be trying to diss Will Smith.
What, said he took Rakim flow?
Nah, they ain't saying he took... I mean, I never
I
heard nobody debate that one. You feel me? But I know one thing, like Will Smith. See, the thing about Will Smith, let me tell you about Will Smith. What happened with Will Smith was, Will Smith came out, people was making fun records at that time.
Yeah.
Everything wasn't...
Like the Fat Boys.
It wasn't bang, bang, shoot, I'll kill you.
Kid and Play.
None of that, you feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody was having fun. That was the house party era.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you said fucking Kid and Play, what it was is Kid and Play, that time frame, if you come to where we was at, we was like teenagers.
Yeah.
Nobody was renting out clubs. We wasn't. People was having house parties.
In their basement.
Parties in their basement.
In their mama basement.
In their mom basement, backyard, whatever the fuck. It was a house parties.
Yeah.
And that's why they came with the movie House Party, because that's the fucking era that's what it was. You feel me?
We were too young. We wasn't 21 yet. We couldn't get in the clubs.
So, and if you really think about it, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, that whole era right there, it was to have fun.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, you probably had some fights pop off at a house party, this, that, and the third, whatever.
There was definitely fights.
But for the most part,
maybe a gun.
Yeah. But
mostly beatdowns.
Beatdowns, jump.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever. But the bottom line was one thing, man. That was the fun era where you can make a fun record.
Yeah.
Hip hop wasn't that. Hip hop wasn't so serious. Not just Will Smith. Hip hop was not that serious.
Hip hop, period.
Because if you really think about it, that's before the X Clans, before all the conscious niggas. shit wasn't that serious yet because it was making that transition from the 80s to about to be the 90s or the early 90s. So when Will Smith dropped that Summertime, boom, broke the mold.
Yeah.
You feel me? Broke the mold. Once he did that shit, that's what helped Will Smith blew up. You feel me?
Yeah.
But before that, he had shit like Parents Don't Understand and Girls in the
Girls
World
in the
Ain't Nothing
World.
But Trouble. And if you look at the videos back then, those was fun videos. It was
Yeah.
almost like comedy shit. So if I really think if, you know what I mean, Will Smith stuck with his niche. You feel me?
Yeah.
One thing you say about Will Smith, he didn't just jump into this, that, and the third, and then when the Wu-Tang came out, you ain't see Will Smith dress it up.
With
You ain't
bandanas
see-
and 40s and yeah.
You ain't see all that, you feel me?
Nah.
So it's like, yo.
But a lot of rappers from that
I could
era
put it like
did
this,
though.
yo, I could safely say Will stayed in his lane.
Yeah, he did.
He stayed in his lane, and I guess that goes back to when they say, yo, stay in your lane and stick to what you do, and you're gonna be alright. Just master your craft and what you do,
Right.
and shit gonna pay off. And you know what I mean? You can't just jump from. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do as an individual, but at the end of the day, you can't be the jack of all trades or the master of nothing.
Right.
You feel me? So Will stuck in his lane, stuck to what he do, and he's a successful dude. You feel me? So I respect that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you know, that's just what that is on that aspect, in that category, or that subject, whatever we talking about at that point in time. You feel me? But
We were talking about the early beginnings of what,
yeah,
what you was
yeah.
made you
So
DJing and shit.
yeah. So you know, the DJ is, and DJs ain't what DJs used to be. You feel me?
Right.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
Serato changed all that, you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
mean in
but-
that aspect or?
Well, all Serato did was made it, well, you ain't have to carry crates.
Right.
That's the only thing Serato did, was made it so that you didn't have to load up your van
Put on your records.
and bring 50 crates of records.
Now it's all
Because
the hard drive.
I mean, it's off the hard drive, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it was like, yo, you know what I mean? Real niggas that had passion and love for what they was doing, they didn't care. They didn't care about carrying them crates. Because you know why? They couldn't wait to spin the records that was in the crates.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their shit lined up. They was like, yo, alright, yo, when I get there, I knew niggas that had crates like this crate right here, this is gonna start the party off. This crate right here, I got, you know what I mean, my Sherilyn Encore and all this, that, and the third, all that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the next crate with this, that, and the third. Then you had your crate of all exclusive new shit that just dropped prior. So it's like, all Serato did was made it so that nobody had to carry 1,000 crates, and then at the end of the night, gotta load all them records up and put them back and get them from point A to point B. That's
Right.
all Serato did, you feel me? Because actually Serato, you see it, is just like a fucking vinyl record.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just click and drag, copy, paste, whatever, you feel me? That's all that is, you feel me? But, you know, I ain't knocking Serato, you know what I mean? Because at this point in time, I probably wouldn't want to carry a whole bunch of records either, you feel me?
Right. Definitely easier. Make shit easier.
So all Serato did was give you the same feel that cats grew up off of, or real DJs recognized without carrying a whole bunch of crates.
But I mean, you got a lot of crate DJs that don't like Serato or you know, they say Serato DJs and DJs that's, you know, DJing off the laptop they're not real DJs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Well, you know, I've never been in a debate with that. I hear people talk about it, but I think what I would think, just from hearing people say that, I think they more talk about the people who just play a song and when one song go off, they just bring the next song in.
Oh man.
I don't think they talking about the cats that got Serato and
they still, jigger with it.
yeah, no, like they cut.
Yeah.
Bring the next track in. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think that they more so talking about the cats, like DJ New Dude. You feel me? I'm just making a name up.
I feel you.
DJ New Dude.
Hypothetically speaking.
You feel me? He just dropped the mixtape last week. DJ New Dude. He just dropped the mixtape last week, and you get the mixtape, flip it over, and it got 12 tracks on there. But when you pop it in your CD player, it ain't no difference from you burning a CD from your hard drive, putting 10 tracks on there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you in your car, it just go from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And you got the airspace in the middle.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Real DJs,
It don't flow.
when they say that, when they say shit like that, I think they mean eliminating that airspace in between track 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You feel me? I think they really saying like the transition. I think they really talking about the transition from one song to the next. That's something big that DJs. Know what I mean?
I think that's what separates a DJ from a non-DJ and DJing cat. You know what I mean?
I think they more so talking about how you bring the next song in between tracks, if you got that airspace or not, because kids real savvy with the tech nowadays. You can have little kids got fucking smartphones. Anybody can put a playlist together.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So the difference between a playlist and a DJ is the music don't stop the next song come in.
Yeah.
The playlist is you got a gap, even if it's a 1 second gap in between songs.
Yeah.
The party stops.
Yeah.
The party stops for a minute, and then they wait for the song to come on.
Yeah.
And now we gotta build up the momentum again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's what that's all about. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm just calling it how I see it. You know what I mean? But that's what I think they probably mean.
Yeah.
I think that's what they might mean. You know what I mean?
So what was your first piece of equipment
My first piece of equipment.
that you could call yours, and you know what I mean, and you wasn't borrowing and this and that. That was your shit.
Probably turntable and a fucking Radio Shack mixer.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, and that's only because niggas was going to buy singles.
Mm-hmm.
We was going to buy singles, and
So how many turntables you had? You had 2?
I mean I started out with 1, but eventually I had 2. Probably I got 1 a mixer, and then probably 3 weeks later I had the second turntable.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it was more about one thing with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was buying singles, and I started buying singles because on the flip side, they had the single, they had the dirty version,
Mm-hmm.
the instrumental, or if it wasn't an instrumental, they would call it the dub version because it had the ad-libs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
That's what the dub version was?
The dub version.
I always thought that was like that meant the reggae version or some shit.
Oh, nah, they just said the dub version.
Okay.
But if you ever peep, you'll dig up an old record, when you listen to it, the dub version would be the same exact song, everything. It had fucking instrumentals in it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it had the fucking ad-libs.
Yeah, it had the ad-libs without the words.
Yeah, it had the, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I was going to get them because it was easier, and you know, eventually they came out with double cassette tape decks.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But if you only had 1 tape deck, then you had to have a turntable to go get the instrumental, and if you felt like rhyming over that, you had to have the tape deck. So if you didn't have a double cassette because it wasn't always double cassettes.
No, it wasn't.
So when it was only, you could have wired your shit up somehow, got enough aux cords, and had 2 fucking tape decks hooked up or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the smart thing was to do, go get a mixer, hook that up to your tape deck, and then boom, play the instrumental. And if you really rhyme, you about to get, like, that's the path you about to go down. That was your starter kit right there.
Right.
You feel me?
So that's how you started.
Yeah, that's how I started. I had the fucking turntables. You know what I mean? Had the mixer, had the tape deck, the microphone, and I would fucking play the instrumental, had a mic hooked up, and had a tape deck recording.
What instrumental was your shit that you used to be like, yo, I got a rhyme off of that?
Yo,
Them early days.
early days, yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. In the early days, the time when I felt like this is what it is,
Yeah.
the 45 King was dropping records with instrumentals on them.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Mark the 45 King, he was dropping fucking albums, and they had all instrumentals on them. So you can go buy that.
Okay.
You can go buy that, and when you bought that, you got like 12 beats.
Cause that's what the 900 number was on.
Yeah, the 900 number was on. Yep, that was on there. That was on there. And a couple of Latifah beats was on there too.
I bet.
Because Mark the 45 King produced Latifah.
Right.
And Latifah and Lockham Shabazz,
Yup.
all them, they was getting beats.
Chill Rob G.
Yeah, Chill Rob G, all them, they was getting beats from Mark the 45 King. So
Yeah.
a couple of them joints, he put them on there. You feel me? Or really, I don't know, but maybe I wasn't right there with them, but maybe he dropped the album first, and since they was all cool, they had sample clearance already to say, yo, let me just do this, that, and the third, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's where I was coming from. Then after that, whatever single came out, you know what I mean? Everybody like that fucking They Call Me D Nice beat. Everybody was rocking off of that when it came out.
Call Me D Nice.
Let me think. Like I said, Big Daddy Kane, Ain't No Half Steppin'. I don't know, it was a couple
DDP, My Philosophy.
My Philosophy, I don't think they
Criminal
dropped.
Minded.
They ain't dropped no. I don't think they dropped the instrumental or My Philosophy instrumental.
Okay.
They ain't dropped
you
one.
would know.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, want to know what niggas was rocking off of?
What?
Make the music with your mouth biz. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Biz, they had all different, mad different
Music
versions.
with your mouth biz had an instrumental on that single.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what everybody else was rocking off that you had easy access to?
What?
LOG and the Bulldogs, I got to have it.
I got to have it, yes.
That instrumental, that was there, so everybody had access to that, you feel me?
No
A lot of niggas can vouch off that fucking LOG and the Bulldogs, I got to have it beat.
Alright.
That shit was easy access if you wanted to rap off or something.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Tribe Called Quest, they was giving instrumentals off of their singles. Run DMC, they was giving niggas instrumentals. Trying to think who else, yo. Trying to think who else.
Yeah. So anyway, just to switch gears, who was your I think we're gonna take a break real quick, man. But when we come back, I want to talk about his first rap crew. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take a break for a minute, come back, y'all. I mean, podcast, y'all. Peace. But I'm still sitting here on the couch with my man Drazmatik, and we were talking about how we got started and shit back in the day. During the golden era of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Which was probably one of the best eras of hip hop. That was like probably the best time to come up, man, because we got a chance to see hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Start from the beginning and shit, man. But now I want to talk about your first rap crew. You know what I'm saying? You know, that you started to rhyme with, and y'all was, you know, taking shit serious and trying to get shit off the ground. You know what I mean? Like who would you say was your, you know what I mean, your early rap group?
Yo, in the beginning, I was, I started a group called The Unfound.
Right.
The Unfound. You know what I mean? UNFOUND. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that consisted of me, myself, kid named Scott Lark, kid Drazmatik. He started off, his name was the Drunken Minister. Screwface, Dominant Screw, the Authentic.
Shout out to Screw.
Kid go by the name of Black Sun. Kid go by the name of Burns. Burns Daddy, you know what I mean? That was pretty much the core right there. Oh yeah, Hasilas, he was a part of the movement. And then after that, more people started getting down and added on. As far as the rappers, that was like the main rappers, you know, in the beginning. But in the very, very beginning, it was me, Draz. At that time, I went by the name of Professor Blackout.
I remember that.
Professor Blackout, Scott Lark, and the Drunken Minister. That's where that started at. That was the very beginning. That was the core, us three. You know, as time went on, Screwface got down with us. Drunk had a couple people that he was rocking with. Drunk actually brought Black Sun into the and made him a part of it.
Was Nate the Great in Unfound?
Yeah, Nate the Great was the DJ.
Okay.
Nate the Great was the DJ. And as far as the Unfound, that was the main core. But, you know, King Original. King Original was a DJ. And he was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of recording at his spot. After that,
and what year are we talking here? What years?
I would say around 90, probably around 90. I don't know, around 90. Around 90.
Okay. Yeah. But one thing I could say about Draz here, man. Draz back in the day, he was definitely like one of them self starter kind of cats. You know what I mean? You definitely had a lot of. You was definitely serious about making music and shit, man. You was real like. I don't know, man. I could just tell. Like I was like, yo, you just had like. You just had this real hunger, you know what I'm saying? Like you was just gonna make it no matter what, you know what I'm saying? That was one thing I always one thing I admired about you and shit though. I was like, damn, this nigga Draz, like no matter who's stopping him or what's stopping him, nothing's stopping him. You know what I mean? You was just one of them. I could definitely say like, damn, you had you had your own equipment. You had you was recording shit. you were just real serious about your craft. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I can. I definitely saw that, and we was young. We was young back then. We was kids, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to throw that in there.
No, you
man.
good. You know what I mean? It's just I've always been the type of person. I study the odds. You feel me? And when you look at the odds, you know, the dice can roll whichever way it want to roll. You
Right.
feel me? But you know what they say: preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
So it's like, yo, I just knew that I had the drive, still got the drive. I don't want to say had, like.
Yeah, you still got it. I mean,
It's
you
a
still
once
doing
upon
shit.
a time shit, you feel me? The drive been there, always there. It's just, you know, maturity had a lot to do with everything, you feel me?
Right.
Even though I had to drive, I was immature in certain ways. You know what I mean?
I mean, everybody was, man.
Yeah. You know, that's human nature, but at the end of the day, you know, I had talent at that time, still one of the most talented people that motherfuckers ever gonna fucking meet. But the whole thing was, my talent exceeded my maturity. Like
Powering off.
my talent was ahead of. I was like, my talent was way far ahead of my maturity.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that, now that I look back in hindsight, that's pretty much. I was way too talented for my age, and my maturity as a man didn't. It was a little bit like slower than my talent with the music.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was in a lot of fortunate situations way faster than I expected to be in them.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, because you've had like label situations and management and you know you've been in the trenches, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just that, you know, my talent matured faster than I did as an individual or a grown man. You know what I mean? So the shit that I was spitting was like where it was ahead of where I was mentally and growing up, and just I was still technically a kid at heart, but I was spitting grown man bars. I was spitting shit that it was advanced level early. You feel me?
Right.
I was spitting shit before I really even knew about life. I really understood life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? That's part of the reason why, you know, with this music shit, everything gotta sync up. Your business mind state gotta be in sync with your talent, with your drive, your work ethics.
Mm-hmm.
All that has to sync up. And when all that sync up, that's when people become successful.
Right.
It's like you can have the best jump shot in the world, but if you're trying to go to the NBA, you got to know how to run plays.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to know how to dish off. You got to know how to do. You got to know how to play defense. Like it ain't just going to the NBA shooting a jump shot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta. All that has to sync up together. So that's why you see certain people, they might play basketball in summer league and be super nice. They might sink every 3-pointer every time they pull up. They sinking everything. You feel me? But if they don't got all the other parts that's supposed to line up to make them complete, then that just means that you got strong points. Some people got strong points, they got weak points. So the successful person is the person that can combine all them and has all them
Right.
synced up at the same time when preparation meets opportunity. You feel me?
Right.
That's how that go. You feel me? And you know, opportunities, the laws of the universe, it happen when it happen. You can't predict the laws of the universe. Shit happen when it happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, that is, you know, why somebody could be nice on the mic, but they not where everybody will want to see them at. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because people only see certain parts of the picture. You feel me?
Right.
That's like, even down there, like Iverson. Iverson was nasty, you feel me? Iverson came in the league doing all kind of shit. But he had certain parts about him where he was still had the child at heart. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
He'd go on the court, bang, 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 put numbers up, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Right.
But he didn't have that one mentor that's sitting him down
Yeah,
and
that
be like,
maturity.
yo,
His maturity was off.
you know what I mean? So that was the maturity thing. He had the skill level, but he came into the league still immature.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
So that's how you get cats that get on and they got a $100 million contract and they come through and they doing this, that, and the third, whatever, whatever. Got games where they put up 40 or 50 points or whatever, whatever. Get back to the penthouse, spend $500,000 in one night.
Mm.
And I ain't saying it like that, but like I ain't taking shots at Iverson because I fucks with Iverson.
Nah, nah,
Like,
I mean,
I'm a fan.
you know,
I'm a fan. You feel me? Let me
you
just
speak
say
some
that.
wisdom.
You feel me? But that's where all that shit, you know what I mean? That's how it all could play out in the universe and how everything go. You know what I mean? Whether it go left or it go right. You feel me? And that's all that is. You feel me? And that's just human nature, man. Some people, you know what I mean? Some learn faster than others. And some people got the right people around them giving them the right advice. You feel me?
Right.
And then you got some people that ain't got nobody giving them advice. They just operating off of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just what that is. You feel me?
Right.
But you know, it is what it is. You feel me? We keep pushing. That's how you get through it. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
That's just what it is. You feel me? And you know, I don't want to make this about me. I want to get back to talk about hip hop.
It is about you, though. It is about you.
It's about me.
about him.
All right, what about me?
But nah, so you know, coming up in the game, you know, tell the people some of the guys that you've worked with or that you've come in contact with along the way, man. I know you were talking about.
Yo, I brush shoulders with mad people, yo. I brush shoulders with mad people. You know what I mean? Rock
But
on. Go ahead.
I know, but I know you know you say you work with Wise Intelligent at some point. Tell the people about that.
I recorded a number of songs with Wise Intelligent.
Okay.
Wise, at one point in time, he had something called Extra 7A Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we recorded a decent amount of songs, you feel me?
Okay.
Went to a lot of shows with Wise, you know what I mean? I was there for a decent amount of time and some projects that he worked on.
Okay.
You know, Wise did a lot. He did a lot. I learned a lot from Wise.
Okay. Shout out to Wise Intelligent
Um,
from the town.
definitely, you know, Culture Freedom too. Father Shaheed.
Rest in peace, Father Shaheed.
Shaheed, he shot me a couple beats. Recorded a few songs with Culture in the past. Culture made beats. Definitely Poor Righteous Teachers, you know what I mean? Definitely learned a lot dealing with them, you know.
Would you say Wise was your mentor at one time? Or?
I looked up to Wise and I admire Wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Wise always been different. You know, it's just Wise. You know, Wise. That's just Wise. You feel me? You can't fucking. Wise is Wise. You know what I mean? He like a fucking alien. You're not gonna fully understand him or none of that shit. I mean, Wise is just Wise, yo. You know.
Right.
But he showed love. You feel me? He's just going back to the whole maturity thing. This, that, and the third. Wise is advanced, man. So, you know, it's just Wise. You feel me? But Wise is a good dude. You feel me? Overall, Wise is a good dude. You feel me? Culture, definitely a good dude. They both good dudes. Shaheed was a good dude. You feel me? You know what I mean? I should go to Shaheed crib, flip through beats. Shaheed threw me a few beats. You feel me? Culture threw me a couple beats. You feel me? Poor Righteous Teachers, definitely influential. You feel me?
You also have some Fuji's stories you was telling off camera. What was your connection with them?
Tony D. Yo, Tony D.
Rest in peace, Tony D.
No, Tony D. Because if it wasn't for Tony D, then I probably wouldn't have been running with none of them.
Right.
You feel me? Tony D, yo, he was the reason for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? He was the reason I was in half the places I could talk about and be able to tell stories. Tony D was the fucking reason for all that, you feel me?
Right.
So, you know, he made all that possible, you feel me? Because he had connects, he was plugged in, he was taking us places that, you know what I mean, had us in those environments where we could be around those names like that, you feel me?
Right.
You speak about the Fugees, Wyclef, Lon, Praz. I never really chilled with Praz like that, you know what I mean? Was in the studio with him once or twice. Once rocked on stage with him about 2 times. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Wyclef, you got a brother named Pharrell, went to the College of New Jersey. Out here back then it was Trenton State, New Jersey. I mean, Trenton State College, you know what I mean? So, Wyclef brother Pharrell went there. You know, I was fucking with some chick, Maisha from East Orange. She was fly with all them because she's from North Jersey. So they had their little North Jersey clique up at Trenton State College. They fucked with us heavy because DJ Ramsey was DJing at the College of New Jersey or Trenton State College radio station. He was the DJ up there around that point in time. So everybody hung out at the college radio station on hip hop night when Ramsey was DJing. Him and Majesty was up there all the time, and everybody that was the spot. You feel me? And being that Ramsey from Trenton, I knew him. We was younger than them, but they let us in there, whatever. We going there, spit our shit, going there, burn shit up. You know what I mean? Had the whole Unfound with me around that time, you feel me? Screw was in there. Dose, Drunk, he was in there. Scott was in there. Scott in his prime, you feel me? That's Scott, you know what I mean? We was in there lighting shit up, so they always opened the door for us because they knew that they opened the door, they about to get a show, you feel me? We was in there lighting shit up, you know what I mean? And that's how I got cool with Shorty Maisha from out East Orange, she got cool. She wanted to manage us around that time, which I ain't believing her because I felt like we was all young and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you know, we was I wasn't in college. She was in college, so maybe she knew some shit or took some classes that she took the classes and probably could have pulled some shit off, but you know, we ain't really give her a fair shot. But she was cool with Wyclef brother Pharrell, so we all would chill out this, that, and the third, and that was one of the couple times Wyclef came out there. We all chilled together up in Pharrell room and shit, and then other situations where fucking with Rough House Records, the Fugees, they would sign the Rough House Columbia. We was fucking with Tony D and Contract Records, which Contract Records was in the office of Rough House Records, and Kevin Glickman was an A&R up there, so you know, him and Chris Schwartz, they was in ties with each other, intertwined, so you know, whenever anybody was doing something, they would pretty much send all the artists to the same spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So hold on, not to cut you off, but we gotta take a break, man. We actually about to run out of film and shit, man. But we gonna come back in a minute, y'all. Podcast podcast. Y'all. What's good, everybody? And we are back with episode 9 of the Oddcast podcast. We're still sitting here with my man Drazmatik, you know what I mean? And he was we were talking about his how he met the Fugees and how he was in a situation with Columbia Rough House, right? Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna pick up from there, y'all. So, you know, you were saying?
Nah, let me just correct that. I was fucking with Contract Records, which the A&R, the CEO of Contract Records was an A&R for Rough House Columbia.
Okay.
And his office was in Rough House Record, Columbia main building. In that building they had like 8 studios in there. It was a big building, you know, Cypress Hill. A lot of other major artists was all signed to that label, you know what I mean? So everybody pretty much that worked there, they intertwined all the artists and how they was networking and promoting, and they was pretty much sending all the artists to a lot of the same venues. So through that, I got to meet and be in the presence of some of the greatest legends of our time, you know, who went on to be very successful.
Like who?
Well, Chris Cross was signed Rough House Columbia, the Fugees was signed Rough House Columbia, Cypress Hill was signed to Rough House Columbia. You know, from Philly, Schoolie D, he was signed to Rough House Columbia, and then Rough House was the parent label, and underneath them, you had Contract Records, which Wise Intelligent was signed to at one point in time, after Profile and all that stuff. You know, there's a few other people, the outsiders, major figures, Gilly the Kid and all them niggas, they was signed under that label. They had a lot of, they was there. I really don't know the situation, but I remember them always being there and shit like that, you know what I mean? And, you know, we was coming from Jersey, coming from Trenton, and we was just young, so, you know, that's what put me in the mix and had me in the presence of in certain situations around certain people, and that's just what that was. Feel me?
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. So, fast forward to, you know, and I remember in 2009 or 2010, whatever, you dropped the album called The Standoff. You and your boy Storm.
Yeah, quiet.
So so talk about that and talk about you know, put how you know how that came about and you know how you put that together.
Yo, first of all, Standoff, on fire then, on fire now. You
Right.
feel me? It had 19 tracks on it. Released that on my record label Forever Banging Music / Bang Hard Music. Had 19 tracks on it. I produced about 7 or 8 tracks on it.
Okay.
Quiet, he produced probably about a whole lot, and then we had like 2 other producers. One producer, JSI from Atlanta, and my boy L Son from Brooklyn. He produced a track on there.
Okay.
Had Mecca Star for 3 the Hard Way with Bahama. She was on 2 tracks.
What are some of your favorites on there?
One of my fucking favorites, definitely one of my favorites is a joint called "What's Really on Your Mind." It had Razi on there.
Yeah.
Razi,
On there singing. Shout out to Razi.
Never Die had Mecca Star on there. The Saga Continues that had Mecca Star on there. Team Drazmatik that had my homegirl from Camden, Rhea Sade, she was singing on there. I don't know, that's a tough one because
I'm sure they all your favorite, you know what I mean?
Nah, there's some bangers on there, you feel me?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was.
Definitely.
It is.
Save Me, but Quiet, that shit was super nasty, you feel me? I don't know, it's a tough one because it was an assortment of flavors, like that shit had bangers and butter on there, you feel me?
Right. Where did you guys record that?
Actually, we had our own studio, so we pretty much recorded 90% of the songs that was on the album. We recorded them in our own studio. 2 of them got recorded in Atlanta. You feel me?
Right.
At Drop Squad Studios and shit.
Yeah.
Let me see. Quiet, he recorded 2 joints. He had 2 solo joints. I had 2 solo joints on there. And the rest of the songs, it was pretty much me and him on there. And we had a couple collabs. Big shots to my homegirl Rhea. She a fucking animal. Nasty, yo.
Okay.
She on there. And it was a dope album.
Yeah. So not only do you MC, as we were mentioning, you also have some. You also got some technical skills. You also got some production skills. What advantage do you think that gives you over everybody else?
Well, I went to the Institute of Audio Research, 9th Avenue University place in the Village in New York. So I learned a lot there, you know what I mean? And then just being in the studio practically half of my life, more than half of my life, just being around people like Tony D, Father Shaheed, and just other engineers that was good at what they did. When you constantly in the studio all the time, you just start to pick up on stuff.
Yeah.
You start hearing the lingo, you start hearing what need to be done, and you just know what people did to get a certain sound. and then you know what to look for when you're trying to put your own shit together. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's just what you know. That's how you home in on your craft.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, I observe everything, so you know, and pick up on everything, and that is why, you know, I was able to grasp everything that needed to be done, and that's what helped round me off and give me the abilities that I got to be able to do what I do.
And where can they find this album, The Standoff? If, you know, people that haven't heard it.
It's on every platform. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. It's on wherever you buy your music from. So wherever you get your music from, it's there. Team Drazmatik, The Standoff. It's everywhere, yo.
Alright.
And you know.
So first responders, that's your crew now. That you riding with. That you know.
Yeah. Well, first of all,
That's the movement.
The movement is a new label, Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Tell the people about that.
Eastern Standard Time. That's the name of the new label.
Okay.
ESC. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I mean? And first responders. That's what it is right now. First responders, yo. Anything I drop from this point on, it's gonna be under the first responders.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody collab, you know what I mean?
So is it a collective or is it, you know?
It's a collective, you know. I'm Drazmatik, but at the end of the day, you know, first responders is what I rep. I got a lot of allies and people that is willing to go to bat and ride out for the cause.
Right.
So that's what it is right now. You know, I don't want to really get into, you know, this, that, and the third. Shout outs to my boy Killer, Reziano,
Yeah.
Quiet, you know what I mean? Big up the dirty game. You know, that's where we stand at right now. And, you know, we just moving forward, man. You know what I mean? Drazmatik, aka Optimus Ron.
Alright.
You feel me?
Alright.
And that's just what it is, man.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I mean? Grand Vision, that's where the production coming from, Quiet. You know what I mean? I made tracks as well. And we moving forward, you know what I mean? We just moving forward, putting good music out, putting good music together. You know, ain't no beef. Shout out to the whole Trenton. Everybody that's doing their thing. No bad blood. You know what I mean? No hate over here. We're just moving forward, man. Trying to make good music and put the city where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah. Yo, letting up no time soon. I don't see us. We put the pressure on till the pipes bust. Drazmatik, the light in the dark room. The first responders here to clean and close up your wounds.